Good morning, tubers. Matt M. Roy back with you once again. Back on the 30th of January, 2018. About to say 17. You see over here, we are actually in snow mode. That's right. Started a little bit earlier than they expected. It's 33 degrees here right now. And it is definitely snowing and very, very cold. I actually should have a coat and some gloves on, but can't do that in film for you guys, so we'll just have to play it by ear. Make sure my hands don't freeze. Got a few things I got to do today. I got to go home. I got a client coming over in about half an hour, so I'm going to run over to the dollar store real quick, get a few necessities before it gets really bad. Not expecting too much. They keep saying maybe about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch here, so not too worried about it. My van's good in snow and ice anyway, but wow, look at the squall over here, guys. Just started right now. It was raining a few minutes ago. Now it just pretty much turned into snow. Kind of windy too. I wouldn't actually call this a blizzard, but definitely close with the winds. I'd say right now we got about 25, maybe 30 mile an hour per hour winds. My lips kind of getting caught to the roof of my mouth right now. I should have drank some more this morning. Still on my first cup of coffee. Well, I'm going to go right into the dollar store. We'll see what the rest of the day brings. Catch you guys on the flip side. Right. Well, it feels good to be out of that cold weather. I'm telling you. It was starting to hit my face. My glasses feel like they were going to get frozen to my face here. I'm going to see if they got any more of these hot jalapenos. No shipments yet, so have to keep out. Looks like they're restocking right now. You can see the shelves back here are pretty empty at the moment. So I have to either try the other Dollar Tree, probably just wait a couple more days. They usually put it out in shifts, like they'll start on the other end and work towards the food. So see if there's anything else I need here. Talk to you guys when I get home and out of this bad weather. I run over to the bank, look at my coat, trying to make it back to the car, or at least my van, before I start freezing up. It is crazy out here. You got big chunks of snowflakes going in my face. The snow is actually coming out of the west, believe it or not. It's kind of odd, but I'm almost here. Man, it is so cold out here. My face is nearly frozen, guys. All right. Woo! Made it. All right, tubers. Made it back to the van. See, I got snow all over myself. Oh, let's start this thing. Woo! Get some heat on in here. Oh, it is just crazy out there. This says 34 degrees, but I believe it's a little cooler than that because it is most definitely snowing out. Had to run a few errands. Went to the thrift store. Went to the dollar store. Had to run to the bank. Now I'm going to run over to Aldi real quick. I need to pick up some bottled water. Just realized I was running low on that yesterday. Now, I'll tell you one thing. When you're dieting on a lifestyle change, you drink a lot of water. I know personally myself, the amount of soda I used to drink was appalling. I'm kind of ashamed to admit that, but I will now. So I have to replace that with something, so I replaced that with water. Now, I always did drink a lot of water. I probably used to drink close to a gallon of water a day. Now that pretty much water and coffee are the only two things I'm drinking, I actually drink way over a gallon of water a day, which is fine. I mean, you gotta just kind of drink for what your body tells you. Now, overhydrating can be bad too, though, because if you overhydrate, then you tend to retain water, and then you're not really going to lose any weight. So you got to kind of find that good balance between too much water, not enough water. And in my opinion, cut out the sodas altogether, because when I cut out my sodas and my sugary drinks, you know, juices, high C, Kool-Aid, all that kind of stuff, that helped me lose about 5 pounds right off the bat. So that'll jumpstart any diet/lifestyle change. My glasses are totally filled with little water droplets. When I first got in here, they were filled with snow. Now they've just kind of melted. But it feels good, I tell you. I'm not going out again without some gloves on, because it is just way too cold out there right now. A few more degrees before we actually start seeing the roads freeze up, so hopefully it won't get too much colder than this. Like I said before, they're not really predicting much. I highly doubt we're going to even see an inch from this storm, which is fine. You know what? I'm good with that. I've seen enough snow for the year, to be honest with you. I'm actually kind of getting sick of it at this point. And it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money for the cities to put down the salt and pay the plow trucks. They're actually running a deficit right now in my area. No big surprise. They never budget hardly anything for snow removal because, every year it never snows here. Well, you know what? I would say we get at least a foot of snow every year. If not in one storm, a combination of 2 or 3. And they never budget enough for that. So it is what it is. You know, when you live in the South, you got to put up with certain things like that. Nobody thinks the snow's coming until the snow comes. Well, I am here at Aldi. I'm hopefully they have some bottled water. They haven't sold out of it yet. We'll find out in just a second. Not too busy though, so I'm gonna go inside, do some shopping. Catch you guys a little bit later. All right, tubers, so I made it safely back home. You guys can see we are definitely having a little bit of a snow event right now. Nothing is sticking to the pavement yet, but it is sticking to the grassy surfaces. Starting to stick on the vehicles a little bit, not too bad. Mom and I are still planning on walking though. We want to go ahead and get our 5-6 days in, so hopefully it doesn't get too much worse than this. You know, as much as I'm getting sick and tired of the snow, I still do like seeing it. It's so pretty when it comes down like this. Just as long as it doesn't stick too much. That's my only beef. I don't want to see the snow really pile up again because, like I said, around here we just do not have the means to clean it off. But Mom and I are going to get ready. We're going to go ahead and do our walk. I have a few other things to do today. Probably going to do most other things inside, especially with the weather concerns like this. So I'll talk to you guys. All right, tubers. Let me readjust this a little bit. There we go. So it is the next day. It is the 31st of January, 2018. I didn't have too much else to film yesterday, so I figured, why film something boring, right? Well, this morning I'm heading back out to the thrift stores, but before I do that, I want to go around the neighborhood and do something that I used to do years ago, and that is look for things that people put out for the trash. Not expecting to find too much. That has really dried up around here, unfortunately. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we now have dedicated recycling centers where people can bring their bulk electronics. So, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff you find around here just isn't that good. And if they do have it out, it's usually just really junk. One thing I want to say, I wasn't even thinking about talking about this, but I do have something I have to say about the State of the Union address last night. I must say I was impressed with what the president had to say. I think he's on the ball, especially with bringing manufacturing back into the country. That is vital to the future of our economy, because if we don't get those jobs back into this country, you know, you have the white collar and the blue collar workers. And for years, the blue collar workers have had almost no jobs because manufacturing's moved out to Mexico, across the seas, to all other different countries. So he's bringing that back, and I think that is a really good thing. There were a few things that I disagree with him on when it comes to health care. I don't know what their plans are. Do I think that the current Health Care Act we have now is working properly? No, but I guess it was a step in the right direction. So I don't agree with him on everything. The thing that really got me upset last night is the way the Democrats were talking and acting, really. I mean, they wouldn't even stand up for him. I mean, everybody there had such a sourpuss on their face. That I can understand. Look, I get it. He's not you don't want him. He's not your president, even though he really is your president because he's president of the United States. But that office alone demands a certain amount of our respect. Even though I was not a big fan of presidents in the past, you know, no matter what happened, I would always give them the respect they deserve, because at the end of the day, they made it to that highest office. I mean, that is the highest office you can get. And if they made it there, they've done something right. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I just think that he deserves the respect of any president of the United States. So I'm going to leave it right there. Well, I am not seeing anything out here, guys, except for some empty leaf bags. So I'm gonna head over to the thrift store. I'm not sure what I'm gonna find today, and I will catch you guys in a little bit. All right, tubers, so I'm back home. Mom's upstairs vacuuming, and we have a very nervous cat. Neither of them like hearing the vacuum. He was sleeping upstairs nicely until Mom turned the vacuum cleaner on. Poor guy. Just relax, Bax. It won't be too much longer. Mom did the downstairs yesterday. Milo's sitting over here, sleeping in his perch. I'm not going to bother him. Oh, look at this. Oh, you stinker, Baxter. You know what? I can't fault him too much, though, because Milo does the exact same thing to Baxter when he's sleeping in the perch. Got a little taste of your own medicine, didn't you, little buddy? Hey, maybe you won't bother Baxter so much when he's trying to sleep in the perch. You okay, buddy? I know. It's not too much longer. Mom will be done with the vacuum. All right, tubers. Here's one of those computers that I picked up yesterday. I didn't actually show these specifically in the vlog, but I got this from one of the thrift stores. I want to pay $10 for this. I also got a Dell Optiplex 755. This is the HP. Since you guys seen those a lot, I thought I'd show you this. This is actually an HP Compact with an AMD Athlon X2 64-bit processor. Came with a DVD burner, which is odd for being a business class system of this era. It did have a Windows Vista Business sticker up here, but I did remove that since I'm not going to be using Windows Vista. Of course, I'm using Windows 10, so I'll go ahead and put my own product key that I have up here. Give you guys a little background on this computer. Hails from right around 2009, basically right at the end of the Vista era. I have the BIOS pulled up here for the system information. This was an HP Compact DC5850 Micro Tower. This one has an AMD Athlon dual-core processor 5400B, the B standing for business class. Looks like it's a 2.8 gigahertz processor with a 1 gigahertz front side bus. Processor stepping model. Looks like this has 128K of level 1 cache, 512K of level 2 cache, and I'm guessing no level 3 cache. Came with 2 gigabytes of DDR2 memory. I actually bumped that up to 4 gigabytes there, so not a bad system. I did have to take the hard drive out of this to get the Optiplex 755 up to what I wanted to, so right now this does not actually have a hard drive, just the actual DVD burner in there. I have on order some 640 gigabyte drives I got from eBay, and when those come in, I'll go ahead and put one of those in here. But as you can see, there's a space for an additional 5¼ inch drive, probably another optical drive. Then there is a spot for a 3½ inch either floppy or, of course, today it'd probably be more something like a memory card reader. Okay, power button there, hard drive activity light, power light, your microphone headphone port, and then 2 USB 2.0 ports. And I'll go ahead and bring you guys to the back real quick. The case itself is in decent shape. A few light scratches, but nothing major there. I'll go ahead and you can pause the video if you want to read that this is the service, the asset tag, but originally this came with a 250 gigabyte hard drive, so this is pretty much stock as it is. Coming back here, I will show you, it's pretty sparse when it comes to the ports. You have your 2 audio ports, basically in and out, that's it. Legacy serial port. You do have your legacy PS2 keyboard mouse ports. I love to see that on a semi-modern system. VGA and DVI. That's right, this one actually has both VGA and DVI. Again, very uncommon for a business class system. Usually you would just find VGA there. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USB 2.0 ports there. You have your 10, 100, 1000 gigabit Ethernet port. And then way down here, you have your lowly parallel printer port. This is not a communications port. This is just a regular parallel printer port. Interestingly, that kind of tells me this was probably going to be used for some type of point-of-sale system, as usually when they're retrofitted with these kind of legacy ports, it's hooked up to something like a receipt printer or maybe even an invoice printer. So even though this is kind of sparse on ports, this is definitely a nice little system. I can rebuild and hopefully resell this one. Not sure what I'll be able to get out of it. I'm thinking probably anywhere between $150 to $200 if I pair it with a nice 22 or 23-inch monitor. Dad and I are going to go shopping a little bit right now. We need to get some ingredients to make the Brunswick stew. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I get requests all the time to do more computer-related videos and give you a little something there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this vlog, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.